Hello and welcome to Toy Polloi 2, and today we have an unboxing video. So I've got 3 packages that have arrived this week, so I've got myself a cup of tea. Let's get straight on and open these boxes and see what's been sent in. This first letter has come from Eric in Honolulu, Hawaii. He got in touch with me to say that he had a patch that he would like to send over and thought would be a good thing to add to one of my nerd vests. So let's see what Eric has sent over. So we have got a note and we have got a patch. Oh, that is very cool. It's a little sort of Hawaiian R2-D2. There's also a little sticker there, and we've got a bit of an etching there with the Ghostbusters 2 logo. There's a note here. It says, "Aloha Dave, big fan of the YouTube channels. I've been collecting since the 80s. I worked at a toy shop during college when Star Wars was still on the shelf next to He-Man. Hope you have a spot on the nerd vest for my Island Droid patch." Ah, there you go. So it is the Island Droid patch. I've been part of the Droidsmiths Union for about a year and felt that the 3 or 4 Droidsmiths needed a patch of their own. Take care, Eric. Well, Eric, that is absolutely fantastic. I love it. It's really nice. I love the colours, the orange on the blue. That is definitely going to go on the nerd patch. In fact, I think I know exactly where that's going to go. And if there's time, I'm going to get that sewed on before the end of this video. So that is absolutely fantastic. Thank you also for the sticker. I have a place for that as well. It goes on one of my little storage boxes. So thanks for those. That is absolutely amazing. I've put some Toy Polloi bits in the post for you as well. So thanks for sending those over. This package has come from Matt in the US. He got in touch to say that he'd got some figures that he'd like to send over. These are the remains of figures. One of them I know because it is Pulsar from Mattel. It was a Pulsar with his head snapped off. It looked like there were other bits missing as well, but always useful to get. And I think I've got the remains of a Pulsar in my loft that I might be able to sort of combine and make one complete one. And then there was some Ronald McDonald figures, so from the McDonald's chain, made by Remco, which I have never seen. I think they're possibly US only, but they were quite intriguing. So he's included those as well. So let's open this box up and see exactly what Matt sent in. Okay, so there is a note. It says, "Dave, I hope you will find these figures useful for some possible future restorations. I'm a big fan of your channel and have applied many of your genius tips and tricks to my own vintage toy restorations. It's my pleasure to gift these items to you for potential future projects. The small Unitunes cars and Ronald McDonald's are from the Happy Meals toys that I have had laying around. Thought you might like them too. Cheers and best wishes, Matt." Well, thank you, Matt. Let's take a look at what you've sent in. So we've got a few bits on the top. I'll open the little baggie first and see what is in here. Oh, there you go. It is the face of Pulsar. So yeah, that is the figure that I was talking about. And I have repaired one of these previously on Toy Polloi, so you'll know exactly what it is when I show you the rest of it. But that is the face of Pulsar. And then we have some other pieces. So let's open these up. So we have a tiny Ronald McDonald from McDonald's. I don't recall this sort of thing here in the UK. This has got like a hard head with a soft fabric body. Does it say what sort of year this is from? Doesn't say. Oh, 2002. So it's about, yeah, what's that, 23 years old. I don't recall those here. I have to say I don't frequent McDonald's massively often, but I did used to. And is it like a little finger puppet? I think it is. You're supposed to put your fingers in there and you can make his arms move. That is quite intriguing. I don't recall that one at all. Very interesting. And we've got... All right, yes, these are the ones that he sent me photos of. So these are made by Remco, and these are Ronald McDonald figures. It looks like you can sort of move his head. This one's missing all of its clothes. I believe one of them has some of its clothes on. And these are from 1976, so they're pretty old. I don't recall these at all, but they do look very interesting. So I think there are a few more like that in here. We've then got a little, Looney Tunes sort of pullback vehicle, again, a McDonald's toy. And another one, this one's got Daffy Duck on it. Looks like it splits apart. Did that one do any sort of feature? Oh, I guess that ghost pops out the back of it. That's the feature on that one. So this one splits apart and that one's got a pop-up ghost. Then we have... All right, here you go. This is another of those Ronald McDonald's, but this one has all the clothes on. They are very strange looking toys. I have never seen these before. So what actually does happen when you move this lever on the back? All right, his head moves around. That is really quite freaky, but I like it. It's got a very 70s style to it. Very cool. And then we have All right, we've got another of those Looney Tunes vehicles. Is this Wile E. Coyote? This looks like it sort of spins around when you move the bumper back and forwards. They're pretty cool toys actually, and they're from 1992. So yeah, I don't think I've seen those in the UK. Very interesting. We have another Ronald McDonald, again with his clothes missing. Does this one work? This one appears a bit broken as well. They are very strange looking toys. Weird indeed. And then we have Bugs Bunny with an extendable car. That's actually pretty cool. And then we've got one final one, which I think is the Hamburglar, but it looks like he's going to be missing quite a few pieces. So this is the Hamburglar, missing the brim of his hat and missing his cape. But his head sort of movement thing does work. I reckon that can be easily repaired. I can make some sort of hat brim just out of some pleather or maybe a sheet of plastic or something. And then a cape is easy enough to make. That one, I think, is a prime one for a bit of a restoration. We can get him looking pretty cool. And then finally, at the bottom here, we have Pulsar. So let me have a rearrange of the desks and I'll show you everything all at once. And so here you go. This is all that was in that box. I have to say these Remco dolls are very strange. I'm really quite intrigued by them, and I'm definitely going to do a bit more research on them. I think Ronald McDonald looks pretty complete. He's got a little bit of damage. Some of his clothing is coming apart, needs a bit of a clean. And on Hamburglar here, it just looks like he's missing the brim of his hat and then a cape. So I think that could be quite an easy sort of an interesting project to work on. I'd certainly like to get those two in a displayable state because I think they would fit in very nicely with the rest of my collection. Just some little oddities. Poor old Pulsar here, yeah, he's seen better days. The head has snapped off, which I do actually have another one in a very similar sort of situation. There should be a head that sits on there. The back of his head is missing, although I think I might have a spare head upstairs. That is the bit that I do have, so maybe I can do something to repair him. He's not the easiest of figures to work on because you can't actually split him apart. He has this function where you press this button on the back and his lungs are supposed to work and blood is supposed to move around. Like a lot of these toys, that has failed. It looks like the blood has all evaporated, so nothing much happens when you press that button. But the rest of him is in pretty good condition. He's, he's got his trousers on. I think I might have a pair of shoes, and I may even have a shirt for him. So I reckon something can be done with that. So those are very interesting projects. These are pretty unique. I've never seen them before, but I do really quite like them. So massive thank you for sending this stuff in. There are some really interesting things here and things I've never seen before, which always make for fun future projects. So thanks for taking the time to send this stuff over. This package has come in from Adam from the YouTube channel Go Figure, and if you haven't checked out his channel, I heartily recommend that you do. Adam does repairs of all sorts of toys, but he does them in completely different ways to how I would do them. He does a lot of 3D printing and making of parts using his Cricut, and it's always really interesting to see his methods because they are so totally different to what I do using, you know, bits of styrene and Lego. It's fascinating to watch what he does. So I do really recommend that you go over and check out his channel. I've also appeared on a couple of their live streams talking about Masters of the Universe, which is a big topic that he likes to cover. So yeah, it's a really fun channel to watch. And I have a feeling I know what is in here. He's done some bits for Skeletor, and I think he may have sent me some 3D printed versions of those. So let's take a look and see what Adam has sent over. Right, we've got a whole box of stuff here. And as I said, yeah, they are 3D prints, and it looks like there is a letter. So let me have a read of this, and then we'll take a look at the parts. So yeah, it is indeed from Go Figure. That is the logo for his channel, and as I say, I'll put a link to that. This is a really long note, so I may have to shorten it, but let me read out some of it. It says, "Dear Dave, I hope this finds you well, my friend. I'm sorry this has taken so long to get you. Life gets busy and things get put on the back burner, but I wanted to send you a few things as a thank you for the friendship and support you have shown me over the past few years. In my earliest He-Man figure, it was your kindness in taking time to photograph He-Man's battle harness in great detail that would allow me to then take those images and recreate my own version of this harness. You had nothing to gain by doing this, but I did it anyways, and it was very much appreciated. This led to a friendship across the ocean that I very much value. That being said, to repay the Masters of the Universe armour favour, I have included here 4 of my favourite vintage Skeletor custom armours that I have made. What you need to do to get them onto Skeletor is to boil some water for tea and pour that water into a bowl, dip the belt and armour into the water, and it will become pliable. Then you can form it around Skeletor." Okay, well, that's going to be a little project we'll do in a second. It says that he's included different versions of armour. So we've got the yellow armour is Night Flight Skeletor. It's got bat wings on it. With the red glowing armour, which is this one here, which is Dungeon Escape and Night Terror. I think that's possibly that one. form the armour around Skelly, then attach the chains with the green armour, which is this one here, which is, it says, is firepower Skeletor. I paint the fire portions of the armour afterward to make it clear that the armour is on fire. Oh yeah, I can see there's all sorts of bits on that one. It does look pretty interesting. I've also included some weapons for Gordon. I hope you enjoy these, my friend. Keep the toys and the joy coming. Adam. Well, Gordon is something that we discussed on one of their live streams. As you know, I like to make sort of different versions of figures, and I'd made a version of Skeletor sort of in his civvies, I suppose, because Prince Adam is He-Man's alter ego. So you've got Prince Adam and then He-Man, you know, totally different figures, although they look exactly the same. And I thought Skeletor would have his own version. So I made a sort of a version using Prince Adam's body, and we discussed during a live stream what he would be called, and we decided that he would actually be called Gordon. So let's open a few of these packages, and I'll get some hot water and we can see if we can get this to fit on them. Okay, so I've opened up a couple of the bags, and these are really cool. So these are 3D prints, but they are printed flat, and that's what Adam is saying, that you have to put this into just boiled water, and then you can bend and shape it around a Skeletor figure. In fact, I have a Skeletor here. So you see, the idea is that you sort of bend it around his body and shape it on. This one's got some wings that need to be sort of repositioned. It's going to look really pretty cool, so I'm going to do that in a second. But I just wanted to show you Gordon, which is this alter ego version of Skeletor. So he now has a Havoc staff in pink and also a sword. So very similar to what Prince Adam has, but this is Skeletor's alter ego, or how I imagine Skeletor's alter ego to be. As you can see, he does look pretty nice. I've basically made a purple version of Prince Adam's vest and got him all sorted out and just painted his hands very crudely. I remember doing this. I did it very quickly in an afternoon, so all the paint is chipping off. I probably should redo this guy and make a better version, but I was just having a bit of a laugh with him. So yeah, that is Gordon. Let's have a go at sorting out some of this armour. So I'm going to go and get a sort of fairly deep bowl, I think, and get the kettle on. And we'll see if we can get these all shaped up and sort of put around the figure. I've never done this before, so it's going to be interesting. But I've seen Adam do it, and I know it is possible. Okay, so that is pretty cool. As you can see, I managed to get this armour looking really pretty nice. I do like the wings on this one. It's a very easy process. You put it in the just boiled water, it goes floppy. You can sort of quickly reshape it, and I have to say it's very quickly. Within a few seconds it's sort of gone solid again, and I think I've got that one looking pretty nice. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time after I finish filming this getting the rest of the armour on some other spare Skeletors that I have, but that does look really cool. So Adam, thanks ever so much for sending these over. These are really very nicely designed, and I love the way they work. That's a very cool, it's a custom version of Skeletor now. And as I did mention, do please go and check out the Go Figure channel. I will put a link to that in the description because it's really worth checking out what he's working on. These things are particularly fun. So yeah, that's a really lovely thing. Thanks ever so much for sending it over, Adam. So there we go. That is it for this unboxing video. I do need to say a massive thank you to Eric, Matt and to Adam. The patch that Eric sent in is now firmly attached to Nerd Vest number 3, and it's looking really smart. So I will be wearing that out and about when I'm hunting for toys. So if you spot me, come and say hello. As for the rest of the stuff, these are all really fun projects. I'm looking forward to working on those McDonald's toys, and I do want to get that Pulsar back up and running. And the new bits for my Skeletor army are absolutely fantastic, and the Skeletor army is still slowly building in the background along with the Mile of Mayhem. So thanks for all these kind donations. These are going to keep me occupied for many hours to come, and thanks for watching.